Welcome to the fourth staging of the launch of the fourth staging of the Digicel Grand Prix Athletic Championships.
It is a proud feeling to watch something you created grow and develop legs of its own. The Digicel Grand Prix Athletic Championship was our baby, but as we launch this, the fourth staging, it is clear that it's taken on a life of its own thanks to our partners with Solrexon Atletico. As a big supporter of Jamaica's athletic programs, we want to continue seeing our youth athletes succeed at the highest levels. To this end, we've developed the biggest meet series in Jamaica.
To get to the Digicel Grand Prix final, you have to go through a series of meetings, the Diamond League meets, Lausanne, Rome, etc. This is what we're doing. 4 championships get you to qualify. There's Western Champs, and Western Champs this year will be held at Catherine Hall in Montego Bay on the 17th of February. There's Eastern Champs, and that will be held on the 12th and 13th of February at the National Stadium, not Stadium East, Ricardo, inside the National Stadium. And that's a sign, again, of the approach that the team is taking. We want to have the best of the best. There will also be Central Champs, and that will be at GC Foster. That's probably why David is here. And the Central Championships, powerhouse, especially on the female side. And then we're going to have the corporate area meet. I keep hearing it referred to as a meet, but the structure appears to be a championship to me, but it's referred to as a meet. Coming out of those 4, the 4 champions from each of those meetings, those championships, will qualify automatically to go to the Digicel Grand Prix final, as well as the next 4 best in the various events. This is a true Diamond League format. Now, the final will be at the GC Foster Classic. Now, there are 2 things that are going to happen at the GC Foster Classic on Saturday, March 10th, inside the National Stadium. You're going to have the fabulous GC Foster Classic going on, and then a 3-hour power-packed segment of finals only for the Digicel Grand Prix.
We'll be introducing Digicel Fan View this year for exclusive content from the fans' perspective. This can also be found on our social media platforms. This year, we'll be conducting school tours, athletes workshop with our ambassadors, and the Digicel Grand Prix All-Star Race at the finals. It's shaping up to be an exciting season.
We in the J3 are quite happy for the continued involvement of Digicel in the sponsorship of athletics and contributing to the continued growth and development of our local track and field. Because as you all know, without sponsors, the track and field movement will dry up and die. The Grand Prix series has now become a staple on the track and field calendar and has justly grown over the last 4 years.
Last year, the Digicel Grand Prix Athletic Final consisted of 8 events, 7 individual events, and 1 relay. This year, it has increased to 10 events. We have added, finally, any hurdlers in the house? Anybody who loves hurdles? The 400-meter hurdles has been added. So it's the first hurdle event. Right. If nobody else clapped, I thought Anthony Foster would clap. I thought you were one of the people waving the flag for the hurdles. But the 400-meter hurdles has been introduced, and the very exciting medley relay. So we'll now have 2 relays and 8 individual events for a total of 10 events for the Digicel Grand Prix final. Another change that we've brought is the age group categories. And it may have been blind to some of the spectators, but I know coaches and athletes and those of us who love this sport in Jamaica were a little confused by the age categories, especially for the girls last year. We had a split in the class 2. This year, for the boys, you have the class 1 category, and then you have class 2 and below. And on the girls' side, it's class 1 and 2 in one category, and then class 3 and 4 in the other category. It's simpler, it's more straightforward, and it'll make it a lot easier to administer in terms of who gets through to the finals. Simply because, let's say at Central Champs last year in the girls' side, you could have come 2nd in your event or 3rd in the event, and still qualify because you're in a 1st year 2 position as opposed to a 2nd year 2 position. This year it's going to be clear. If you're the champion, you have qualified, and then we take the next best 4 times or 4 distances across the island in all 4 of the championships. Let me just say the events, just in case you don't know. But of course, it's going to be the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 400 meters, the 800 meters. They were all there last year. The new 400-meter hurdles. In the field, there's the long jump, the high jump. We can't leave the throws out. That's the discus. The 4x4 relays was there last year, and now the medley relays.
Digicel has invested well over $20 million to the growth of athletics in Jamaica, understanding its value to Jamaica's economic, social, and sporting future. The holistic approach we've taken starts by supporting young athletes through their formative years as they mature into the global superstars of tomorrow.
I realized that Digicel is doing exceptionally well when I saw the kind of money flowing in for this. So I'm going to share with you. Only points that matter for the Digicel Grand Prix are points scored at the Grand Prix final. That's at the GC Foster Classic on the 10th of March. So qualifying is great. Scoring points only happen when you get there to the Grand Prix final. Points are going to be the same as the champ structure, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the 8 places, and then the relay is 12, 10, right down to 2. So the points are the same way that we know them for champs. That won't change. Here is how the money goes, though. If for every single athlete that qualifies to run at the Digicel Grand Prix, just turning up and finishing that race, you/your school will earn $5,000 just for turning up. I think we deserve a round of applause for that. First, second, or eighth, you will get $5,000 towards your school. If your school at the end of all the points has come third at a regional meet, you get $50,000. If you get second place at a regional meet, $100,000. And the winner of all the regional meets, $250,000. At the Digicel Grand Prix final at the GC Foster Classic Chester, that's why you're smiling, third place for both will get $200,000. That's $400,000. Thank you, Digicel. This doesn't sound like a second place prize to me, David Riley. $500,000 for second place. That's $1 million, boys and girls. The winner of the Digicel Grand Prix Athletic Series gets raw cash. $1 million to the girls, $1 million to the boys. But you know what? It's more than just the overall teams. Outstanding performances deserve special recognition. And if you come to the Digicel Grand Prix final, and you are able to break a championship record inside the National Stadium on the 10th of March, every time you do that, $25,000 straight for that athlete. We also have an outstanding history of junior track and field, Dr. Blake. And Dr. Blake, if any of our student athletes at the Digicel Grand Prix final can break a national junior record, they will get $50,000. And you know what? We're not leaving the coaches out, because I noticed the athletes capping and the coaches kind of folding their arms. Coach, if you coach boys or girls teams and your team comes third, $20,000. If you come second, $30,000. And the winning coach, $50,000.
We were reflecting on the history of our track and field, and particularly on the nursery that our Jamaican high schools provide for the development and of new and emerging athletes to the sporting discipline, and concur with Jesse Owens that one chance is all an athlete really needs. What the Digicel Grand Prix provides for the high school athletes is that one chance to showcase talent and to dream big. We can call the names of the many athletes that got their start in professional track and field through competitions like these, such as the high school, at the high school level. What we may not, however, be able to track are those high school students who benefited from scholarships to tertiary institutions because of their involvement in sport at the high school level.
With this kind of structure and this kind of excitement, I expect that, I believe the time Tanya Sportsmax is to tell us, but I think it's between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when we're going to have the finals at the GC Foster Classic. And those 3 hours are going to be non-stop fireworks. We'll know who is in. We'll know that everybody's going for the money and going for the gold. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to give special recognition, however, to the GC Foster Classic, because that's where you get to come through the gates at the stadium to actually see the final. And I should mention, it's on the 10th. It's at the National Stadium. To get in, it's $800. If you're a student with ID, it's $600. The bleachers are going to be open. That's the kind of support we know will be there. $400 for the bleachers. And I understand we're trying to find a way to cover parts of the bleachers. Now, I'll come to the stadium just to see how you cover the bleachers. But that will be $400. The entry fees and deadlines, you can go to the GC Foster College website and ontherun.com.
Solrickson and Digicel together promises a really outstanding 2018 Grand Prix series, and we look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you for coming.